Kim.
I'm Brad.
We're 626 Ohana, California, and today we're going to talk to you about what it's like to be a DVC owner and some of the basics.
So we're not going to talk more about the financials. We're going to talk about more of the feelings.
And we will put a little bit in the down below link about our buying DVC direct versus resale and some of the reasons why we financially bought into you. So if you want more than just our feelings, watch those videos.
So let's get into it. Why did we buy DVC?
First of all, we will say the cost.
Hey, we weren't talking financials.
The feeling that went along with the cost.
Yeah, we were stressing out every year about money. Kim was always asking to go back every year.
Guilty.
And really, the cost kept adding up for us quite a bit. And
It was. To stay at the moderate deluxe rooms were insane for a family of 3.
top it off, my mother-in-law liked to go, and we were getting into really expensive.
Yeah, so we were getting 2 rooms, you know, Disney prices every year, which keep going up, and we just couldn't justify putting that amount of money in every year.
Yeah, and really, it took a lot of stress off of me with the bills and everything else. I was doing the financials part because for some reason I'd be the sane one with the money, and she's the one that just, whee.
Disney has that effect on me.
So the second thing was for us was the planning and flexibility.
So first of all, I loved knowing how it felt to know that even when we were leaving Disney, didn't mean forever, and didn't mean that maybe not next year, because I always had the freedom to plan our next trip.
Yeah, it made it actually leaving a lot easier because we know what, you know what, we'll be back next year. We can do this
It's
next
never
year.
easy.
Oh, for me, it was. If we missed something, we didn't feel terrible that we missed it.
It actually forced us to, in a way, we could take a deep breath knowing that we were coming back to enjoy everything at Disney World, because there's just so much stuff that you could always go back, take your time, and enjoy the little things that if you were going once every few years, maybe you wouldn't do that so much.
Yeah, I mean, we literally took a 17-day vacation one time, and still I don't think we fit everything in.
Yeah.
It was madness.
No, it wasn't. It was perfect.
Another thing.
But yeah, it's impossible to do everything every trip.
Another thing for us was also the planning and flexibility.
So one of the problems I had at the time we decided to buy was I had a boss that wouldn't really let me know if I had that vacation time until 3 months before. Now, yes, this goes back to cost because you know the closer you get to those Disney resort reservations, the higher the costs go. So that was really kind of adding up more than it should have for us. So by having DVC, I could plan 11 months out for our trip. And if I had to cancel at that 3-month mark, it was really not a big deal. Our points just went back to that each year.
Yeah, and we, with everything else that was adding up onto those costs, it just got real expensive and real nerve-wracking if we were going to lose money over it.
Yeah, my life is a whole lot less stressful. And trying to bug my boss all the time towards the end, like, did you approve my vacation? Did you approve my vacation? She was sick of it. I was sick of it. I now have a new boss that's really great. But back then, it was kind of a pain. And I'm sure some of you all can relate to that.
And also with the virus going around, we all know that plans have had to change, and we've had to change ours. But right now, we have a weird plan.
Okay, so what he means by that is Brad is still considered immunocompromised because of some medication he takes for his eye. And so with that, we didn't really know if we want to go to Disney World, yet we have reservations in Florida. But at the same time, that same week, because those extra points, we have a reservation in Alani. So I'm planning 2 vacations. We're going to see which way that goes, to be determined.
Yeah, so we're kind of seeing where we go, depending on if I'm able to get to
The vaccine.
We'll be going to Florida. If not, obviously, the trip rules for Hawaii, you have to be tested and everything else, so we feel safer going to Hawaii, if that's the case. But it gives us that flexibility that we don't have to decide right away.
I'm not stressed, which is amazing considering it's coming up sooner than later. And
Oh, you're still stressed.
Okay, I'm a little stressed. Not bad. I can still work with both, and one of those reservations are going to go back into the same use year, and if we don't use them, then I can push them into next year again from this year's, and we just use last year's points. No big deal. Life goes on easy breezy.
So another thing that we've discovered with these DVC is there's more room in the rooms. We have stayed at the Poly, Copper Creek. We stayed at a lot of different places. But when we were staying at the Poly, we originally were renting DVC rooms, which were, again, expensive. I know, money again. But we discovered while we were in those rooms, we weren't on top of each other like we were when we stayed at Wilderness Lodge before. We just felt like we had more room to spread out and put our bags and everything else. And also, it's really nice to have that kitchenette.
It is, because we would keep little snacks, and y'all know with teenage boys, they can eat. So there always has to be, and men too, and it's just nice to have snacks. We keep some healthy things in the room sometimes, like fruit and vegetables, things like that to snack on.
And we typically don't eat breakfast while we're at Disney World because of our time change. We try to stay on California time when we're in Florida.
It's just kind of a weird thing. But anyways, it
gives us a chance to have some stuff for our breakfast in there too.
Right, so if you have a piece of fruit on the way out the door, no big deal, easy. It's stored in the fridge or in the wherever. Or if, we've had some snacks that we just store in there. It's really nice. Cold sodas, water, all that jazz.
Yep. So another great thing about DVC is the extras. I know these are the things that you can't sometimes put that quantum amount onto it, but they're great to have, and it actually makes you feel good being a DVC member. You have these. So
we do understand right now the Top of the World Lounge is closed at the Contemporary. We have been up there. It is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's great to watch the fireworks and everything else, and also be aware that some of these are only available to if you bought directly from Disney, not on the resale market.
So we've been up to Top of the World Lounge at Contemporary. So that means that we could have a drink, watch Happily Ever After, and just kind of enjoy the evening and just not feel like we're crowded, maybe had a nice dinner.
Yeah, we didn't feel like we were rushed at all. We felt like we were having a nice few drinks and just relaxing. It was great.
It was a different experience than in the parks.
Yep, and I don't think we've ever had that type of experience in the parks before.
And then even the lounge and the Imagination Pavilion, that's really great for a hot day.
Or a rainy day. Yeah, we've been stuck in there when it started downpouring. We went in there, got soda, snacks, and it was a nice area to relax and recharge. Yeah,
they also have charging stations or places you could plug in. You have to have your own charger, but your cell phones, if you're kind of running low on battery, take a load off your feet. Yeah, they have games on the computers.
Kids.
Now, of course, during these times, they may not have them.
Of course, this is going to be modified, and they did just announce they're extending it for another year.
Yay. So we like those. You can't really put a price, but to be able to go in and get something to drink and not have that as a part of your cost, and especially this year for us, since we're not doing the dining plan, having those extra snacks may just kind of get you to dinner and kind of help out a little bit.
Another great thing is you got pool hopping.
Oh my goodness, that is so cool. Now, not all pools. You can't go over to Stormalong Bay, and you can't go over to you can't go to some of the bigger, more popular pools. So those aren't. But if you're staying maybe over at Beach Club and it seems crowded, and you want to go over the boardwalk and check out their pool, that's kind of a nice deal.
Yeah, and also you gotta remember, this is hopefully when restrictions lift. So right now I believe you are limited if you can go to pool depending where you're staying.
So I would even think that's a really great thing. Like if you were one of the parks, let's say you're at Magic Kingdom, you want to hop over the Contemporary, but you're normally staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge, and you don't want to drag you don't want to go that far back, but it's closer on the monorail to go use the pool there. Well, you can. So it's nice.
And another great benefit, and this one really hurt the wallet when we did it, was the DVC member cruise.
So you can go on those either on cash or on your points. We highly recommend you pay out cash because the points don't configure. So maybe even looking at running out your points and using that cash would be a better deal than using straight out points.
But really, that member cruise was a lot of fun. This was a cruise that Kim and I only took. We didn't have Hayden with us at the time.
Right. This is a great cruise for families because they have a lot of, they did a first run movie. We got to see Aladdin live before even the press did. And we got to do things like for adults, it was really great. There was actually very few kids on the cruise that we went on because it was during the school year. So it's kind of cool because we went to all these different lectures and talks with people that were all about Disney, Imagineers, artists, actors, singers. It was incredible. It was really such a cool trip. But those high prices, you also have to remember that your tips are already included. And they put gifts in your rooms. I know they're a high price. I felt a little spoiled coming back and seeing all that cool stuff. I got really cute DVC packing cubes that I love.
Talking about packing, make sure you bring an extra bag with you because we had to buy one.
Oh, yeah, we did. In Vancouver, we had to buy an extra suitcase to lug it all home.
But another great thing about it was it gave us time because you knew everybody there was DVC owners.
Oh, the people who ate at our dinner, we actually still keep in touch with them. We talk Disney, all the trips. If you want a bunch of diehard Disney fans that'll talk nonstop Disney, that is the cruise for you.
And that also that we found out what, you had something in common immediately being DVC members. Hey, what resort do you own?
And actually, one of the cool things about the DVC members cruise, that's the only place that you have access to the Adventures by Disney group. They had some of the tour guides and the groups there and did a presentation. We'd wanted to go on one before, but we left that saying at some point we will go on one.
So another great thing is Moonlight Magic.
Okay, they don't have them right now during the situation. We hope they bring them back. But they have been such cool events. And they don't cost anything, of course, your membership. But as far as getting an evening with less crowds, it's like those after-hour ticketed events without paying the price.
You're forgetting one thing.
What?
Ice cream.
I hadn't got to it. There's always free. Yeah, they have free ice cream, free popcorn, drinks. All you can consume in the evening. And Brad and Hayden have tested that. Oh, yeah, and then they had a meal voucher, so we've gotten some dinners and nice things while you're there, especially now if there's not a dining plan if they bring that back. That's a huge bonus.
Yeah, it's been great for us because living on both coasts, we've been able to do both when the parks were open, and it's worked out great for us.
Yeah, so we've done Disneyland, Disney's California Adventure, we've done
Animal Kingdom,
and Magic Kingdom. So we've done 4 different events. We've done 2 or 3 of them over here at Disneyland Resort. So those have been just amazing.
And mind you, we've only owned DVC for 3 years.
Right? So we've definitely got some advantages in that. So we hope they come back.
So another great thing is the discount that you get with being DVC members.
Absolutely, especially now. We're now Disneyland orphans without our, if you will, without our annual passes. We still get our DVC benefits and discounts, so that will be a big help when we go to Disneyland and go shopping at the downtown Disney district, and if we go to any events, things like that.
We always have that DVC discount with us.
And now that there's no dining plan, that food and beverage, the non-alcoholic food and beverage discount is a huge deal.
Yeah, hopefully they bring back the dining plan though still.
Yeah, we miss the dining plan.
So there are some drawbacks, and again, it does go to emotional because you're going, and one of them is dues are due every January. Let's try to say that 5 times fast.
You know, it stings every January. We're not gonna lie. Yeah, it hurts.
With 2 contracts, we see that amount, and you see it go up every year, and you know it's going to go up every year by a little bit, but it still doesn't take that pain out.
Right. But one thing about the annual dues, there is really not a limit of how much they can go up per year. So that's something that's kind of hard to say what the future will be. So that is a drawback.
Well, there is a percentage of how much they can go up per year.
Right, but they'll keep going.
Max, but they do tend to raise every year. We know it. Yeah. We were aware of that when we bought, that they do go up.
Yeah, so that stings. But I will say the good thing with Disney and DVC, when we pay on our using our travel rewards credit card, we're allowed to pay for that with a credit card for our dues, and we've gotten our triple travel points every January when we've paid.
Which helps with my emotions of paying for flights to Florida.
Yeah, but overall, I think we're very happy being DVC members.
Yeah, it's actually worked out really well for our family, and we knew we were going back every year. We were happy going there, and Kim and I actually discussed it with each other after Hayden's gone in a few years, well, 4 years.
Yeah.
But if we were going to go without him, and we knew we would.
We know as we evolve in our lives that we will maybe just Brad and I have couples trips, and we are excited about the festivals that are back at Walt Disney World. We want to travel. One of the biggest things to me when we did this is knowing that even though it's not the best, so we always knew we could do the RCI or do other Disney resorts through the exchange programs. Not the best points, but we can.
The options are always there. And so that was great for us that if we needed to, we could do that.
We figured that in our life, in 50 years of travel, that a good portion of our travel will be paid for. So that's kind of like an investment in our future travel is how we look at it.
And again, it's not always about going to Florida for us. It could go to South Carolina, Hawaii, to different places that...
Vero Beach. So go to Disney and then go down to Vero Beach and just kind of chill out at the beach and take your feet off after being in the parks for a week.
So overall, our emotional is happy.
Yeah, we're so happy we did it. Matter of fact, we go back and forth about another contract all the time.
Yes. No.
We do.
January's painful enough.
It is, but we really came close.
So if you find this video helpful, please hit the like and subscribe button.
And follow along with our Ohana.
So with that, I think it's time for us to say goodbye and
Find your magic. Bye, everyone.